Morning and welcome. Welcome to my live stream, Fight CPS with your host, Bob Pace. It is now August the 4th of 2025. And I'm glad you found me. I've been doing this live stream for 22 months. I started in October of 2023. That's over a year and a half. I've met a lot of beautiful people in here. I've met about over 2,500 people. And they're from all parts of the world. I have 22 countries with the United States. That makes it 23 countries. I've had all 50 states call in, including Washington, D.C. And I am here to help you. Uh, hold on one second here. Hold on one second here. Hold on. Okay, I'm back again. I had the wrong call there, and um, had to take care of that. Now, um, it's a it's a real hard uh, situation that you're in. I've been there too. In fact, myself included, all the people I've talked to, we all have something in common. We're dealing with a rogue CPS, whether it's in the United States or whether it's worldwide. They have gone overboard to take our children that weren't in danger. Now, there are children that are desperately in need of help, that are being severely abused and neglected. I see it all the time. The stories of parents leaving child in a locked car and they die. It is happening so much lately. A father takes off in the shopping mall and leaves his children locked in his seatbelt in the car. They almost died. Or the bad scenario is when you open the door and you're shot dead by opening the door. That's happened a lot lately too. So it's very important that you know about CPS and what they do and what they can't do, and about your constitutional and your civil rights. It's so important for you to learn that. Now, you guys aren't born with a book or a manual about how to fight CPS or how to hang on to your children. It's awful that you good parents, because you wouldn't be calling here if you weren't good, but you good parents, for something mistakenly, socialists seem to lump everybody together. They lump everybody together. I mean, here's a good example. This is in Prescott, Arizona, the summer of 2022. 8 social workers decided to buy pink t-shirts, not because they're supporting breast cancer awareness. It's because they want to stencil a message on the front and back of the t-shirts. So in white letters on the front, they put professional child kidnappers. And on the back, they put parents, you know where your children are at. What made this awful scenario is they paraded around in public in the city of Prescott of Arizona. Now, this is the Department of Children's Services there, DCS. And that's the mentality of some of these social workers in every state. Now, I'm not going to say all, but at least 50% of the child protection agencies, which I call systems, CPS child protection systems, are bad. And nothing is more hard than deal with a bad CPS case. That's why you need an attorney. And I don't know how I can emphasize how important that is. Just like open heart surgery, you're going to get a professional doctor to work on your heart. You're not going to have a plumber. You're not going to have a dishwasher. And those jobs are not bad jobs, but they're not trained or schooled to perform open heart surgery. The same thing goes for the lawyers out there. There's a lot of lawyers that aren't trained in the area of juvenile law, family law, and dependency law. That's what it's all about. Those three areas of law. You have to be trained and educated and licensed and experienced. Now, I have an attorney I work for. His name is Vincent W. Davis, and he would gladly take on your case. He's in California, in Arcadia, and he's in the LA County. Now, his rate is $500 an hour, approximately. And his retainer for LA County is approximately $5,000. But anytime you need a quote, it all depends on how long your case has been going on and how complex it is. Yes, that sounds a lot of money. And on a sidebar note or a life skill note, you need to have legal insurance. And I don't mean like Legal Shield, I'm not putting that down. But you need more that can cover the retainer, that so you can hire a big time attorney or an attorney that can fight your case, not only for child protection service, but for anything else. You may have a DUI or you may be arrested or whatever the case may be. You need to have an attorney. And all of us seem to always want to get insurance. We get medical insurance. We get the insurance for our car repair. Our car damages or repairs. We get those, comprehensive insurance. We get homeowners insurance. We get renters insurance. We even get pet insurance to help our pets. Well, there's one thing that people are forgetting is legal insurance. And you can get quotes from 50 cents to $1 per day. So that's $565 a year for a premium, which is approximately about right. That's not bad. Because they can come up with the 50,000 retainer or the 100,000 retainer or whatever your case is going to cost. You need protection, and you need that attorney who will fight for you. And Vince Davis is that attorney that will fight. He has 39 years of fighting CPS, and he was once a foster child himself, so he knows the foster system. He also has gotten back thousands of children from the child protection system. Been doing it for 39 years. On top of that, he's a trial attorney, and he also does civil lawsuits when your case is over. He'll fight for you. And he's won back millions of dollars fighting CPS and civil lawsuits. So he's that kind of attorney you need to find out there. Now, I'm not forcing you to take that attorney. I'm only showing you there's an attorney available. Now, my rule of thumb is you always get 3 quotes about anything. So you need 2 other attorneys, but you need to find them. And that's where the hard part comes in. You need to research on the internet. And my rule number 4 talks about how to use the internet. You list the city, the state, the letters CPS, and then after that, you put in there a juvenile law, family law, dependency law attorney. And a bunch of names will come up in your area. You do is you go through them. You look at their web pages. You find one that you think will work for you. So you're going to call them up. It's very important you ask these 2 questions. Have you ever fought CPS? Well, before you do that, you need to find out if they are the background. So you need to ask the background. Are you a juvenile law, family law, dependency law, and have fought CPS and won the children back? The answer is yes. Then you want to ask the second question, and this will tell you what kind of attorney he is or she is. You want to ask, have you ever done a civil lawsuit after the case is over and won money back from the CPS? If the answer is yes, then you got yourself a candidate to be selected. So all you need to do is find two of those out of that list of people you may have come up with. And with that list of two, then you're going to have to get their references. You should get at least 3 references for each attorney and get 3 references from Vincent. By the way, his number is 888-888-6582. That's the law offices of Vincent W. Davis. And he can be reached there, but you can ask reception. That's who you'll answer. And tell them that Bob Pace sent you. And hello, Carrie Simpson out of Georgia. Today is a special day that you're going to make all those phone calls. I hope good luck with that. Now, Carrie says, how can you get legal insurance in Georgia? Well, let's go ahead. Let's look it up, Carrie. So, I know it's Brooke County, Georgia. And you put in CPS, and then you put in legal insurance. Here's one I've heard of. It's called the ARAG. And it's loading up right now. My connection's very slow. ARG wants you to put in your employer number because sometimes your employer has legal insurance. Now, let me see here. Okay, I found something for you, Carrie. I'm going to paste it so you can go there. Okay, Carrie, I've pasted it. That is for legal insurance. ARAG. R A G. Um, ARAG. And the website is www.araglegal.com. Legal.com. So hopefully, Carrie, that will help you. Hopefully, that will help you, Carrie. All right, Carrie from Brooke County, Georgia, who's been a longtime member of my family here, wanted to know how she can get there. So I gave her a site. But all of you can get legal insurance because that's what's important is you have fair representation. The problem being is most of you will go along with a court appointed attorney or public defender. The problem being it was CPS, they don't have good ones. And they work for them. They're paid by them. So they're manipulated. Their goal is not to fight for your case. They're kept so busy 30 to 100 clients, they don't have time. That's really sad, that many clients. I tried one, it was a worst waste of time. It wasn't until I sold my home, my favorite home, which I'm so sad I did, to get a quick sell, to get money to hire Mr. Davis to get my children back, which he did. Um, it is hard. Now, it's a very emotional subject to talk about because it's close to home. But I know Carrie and others here in this room are listening. And I thank you for the emoji already. Someone has found out there's emojis. Donna Yancey guy, who does this every time I show. I wish I knew where she was from. I'm guessing she's from one of the countries in Europe near Russia. Um, Yanosky, I think, is a European name. But anyway, thank you, Donna, for the thumbs up. I really appreciate when you guys care because I care about you all. I'm not an attorney. I'm an intelligent, loving father who has raised 6 children and has 42 years of marriage. I also have 61 years of life skills. I have a lot that I can show and teach you. And I try to incorporate that in my show. I'm not perfect, but my goal in my life has been to take care of my family. So I'm open up to questions from you. All you have to do is make a question or text a message to me. Now I'm going to put up the banner that has the directions of how to text a message. Please follow that. And where it says country, if you're in the United States, don't put USA. That is for people outside the United States. I need to know their country. So that's how to text a message.
Yes, that was good, Colin, about some grandchildren of mine that would take it.
Okay. Um, Let me see. Where did Carrie go? Okay. Um, to be another way to interact with this live stream is to be a guest. All you have to do is send an email to Grace. Now I'm on twice a day. That's 14 shows a week. I'm on at 10 o'clock Monday through Friday in the morning, and on the weekends on at 8 o'clock in the morning, Saturday and Sunday. In the evening, I'm on every night of the week at 7 p.m. Now, tomorrow, I will be on at 8 o'clock in the morning because I have a matter I have to take care of later that morning. So please remember, tomorrow I'll be on at 8 o'clock in the morning. Carrie, did you get my message? Hopefully you did. Okay, good, good. Hello, JJ, and welcome. Okay, I know it's hard to find an attorney like that, Carrie. To get back, and I really did not get back all my children. As you know, I've told you I've had 6 children I've raised, 3 older ones, and they've been out on their own and they have families of us. Luckily, they weren't affected too much by CPS when they took my children in 2015, the summer of 2015. My second daughter moved out at age 25, which was when she was 14 in 2014. So she wasn't living at home in 2015. But my three young children were. My three young children were. And one was 14. And then let me see here. I'm trying to do the math here. So 9 from 5 from 2010. Yeah, the boy was 9 in 2000, summer 2015. And the girl, oh boy. The girl was 5, and then she born 2, 5, and 8. She was 12 years old when it happened. Now, Vincent got back two of my children, but it took me not a year and a half with them. It took me all total a year and a half when I got the two boys back. It was December of 2017 when they came back. They were taken the summer of 2015. So 15 to 16, 16, 17. So it's almost 2 years, 2 years. And that's typical because the do family reunification takes about 12 months. Because if you have to take a domestic violence program class, that's 52 classes a year. And that right there is going to give you a year. Now, my youngest daughter, she was never returned to home. And it wasn't because Vincent tried hard enough or didn't try hard enough. It's because what had happened was he had caught the social worker in an outright lie. She had perjured herself under oath. And how all that happened was sad because Vincent was helping us not have our daughter be adopted out to my wife's sister and her husband. We didn't want that to happen. She's our daughter. We're her parents. So Mr. Davis cross-examined and was questioning the social worker about these two parents. How good of parents are they? What's this and stuff? So he had a game that he was doing that I did not know. But he knew something that no one knew in the courtroom. And so what he did is he kind of let the woman talk her way into a trap. The social worker, who's a woman. And she was so fixated about telling what a beautiful couple these were, and that our daughter would be safe and no harm. I mean, he further asked what kind of parents they are, and she said, oh, they're great parents. And then he had a puzzled look on his face, and he pulled out a folder, and in the folder, there were reports, police reports. I want to say 25, 30 police reports. And he started reading each one, and the social worker was very uneasy because what they were saying was that there was domestic violence. He asked that question to the social worker, has there ever been any domestic violence? And she said no. Well, then Vincent had caught her because there had been. There had been cases of 30-some cases. Not only domestic violence by maybe yelling and screaming, but physical domestic violence. What kind of a child setting would that be? Man, that social worker was mad as a hornet. And she did something unthinkable. She said to us parents, you never will see your daughter again. She stormed off. And what she did is she convinced our daughter, the social worker, along with the CASA, which is the court-appointed advocate, which is worthless. You never get them. Never get them because they will trick you and they'll coach your son or daughter and take advantage of the situation. Anyway, um, she lied and she was caught with all these reports. Uh, oh. So she left. And she said that she said their words to us as parents: you'll never see your daughter again. And she did the unthinkable. She did the unthinkable. She told her daughter that you're 12 years old, the state of California can emancipate from your parents. That means divorce your mom and dad, divorce your siblings, your brothers. She had 3 brothers and 2 sisters. Divorce your grandparents. Both of them were still living. That was 4 sets of grandparents. Divorce your aunts and uncles and cousins, the whole family. And she did at the coaching of the social worker. Then the social worker told her to change her name completely. And she eliminated her name. She had a beautiful middle name called Hanalei, which is the Garden Island in Kauai. I mean, it's the most beautiful place there is. So she changed her name to a name that nothing represents her original name, her birth name. Then she was told to seal her birth certificate. I can't believe they do all this at age 12. And no one at 12 knows these things, so you know it's all coached. She got another birth certificate and listed the foster care parents as her birth parents. Now that is wrong. On top of that, she got a second Social Security card so she could double dip for my Social Security retirement, which I've been getting on my 3 children. I get additional Social Security retirement from my money that I'd earned and paid taxes on. She was taking that money, and she wasn't getting it. Her adopted foster care parents were. And they certainly didn't need it. And here it was, is that my retirement was being double dipped. And I guarantee if Social Security found about that, they'd be all over social services. Social Security and social services are separate entities. The child protection system is a part of Social Security. So you got to be careful there. Anyway, that was terrible. That was terrible. Her final act was to be adopted. And she said all this on a monitor in December 2017. Do you want to give up your parents? And I heard her. I couldn't see her face or expression, but I had no talk to her since the beginning they took her. I had no visitations with her, no chance to talk anything out. The Child Protection Agency in Orange County, California is very corrupt. And I can honestly say that. I can honestly say that. They made no attempts of having the family have visitation with his daughter. None whatsoever. That was taken from me. That was taken from me. And hello, Aaron. I'm glad to see you. You're special because of your name, because I have a daughter named Erin, my firstborn. And you're 1 month older than she is. She's born on May 2nd. You're born on June 2nd. You both are 36 years old. And it's so good to see you, Aaron. Sometimes I wish you were my real Erin because I miss her. I've not seen her since the age of 3. And that's a whole different story. That's a whole different story. Erin says her caseworker with her twins purged herself, and my $16,000 attorney allowed it and got my rights terminated. Oh my God. Oh no, Aaron. Oh, that's awful, Aaron. That is so awful. My heart goes out to you. Your $16,000 attorney. Oh man, I would sue that attorney for negligence and write to state bar. She's from Tennessee, which is not too far from Georgia. But that is sad. That is sad. That is very distressing news. You got to appeal your termination of your rights. How did it happen, Aaron? I want to know more of the details of what happened there, Aaron. I want to know more. I want to help you, Aaron. That's the worst feeling to have your rights terminated from you. When my daughter divorced us parents, that was a sickening feeling. It still is today. It still is hard. She's 23 and wants nothing to do with her parents. She still sees her brothers. Oh. Ugh. Well, I dropped something. I can't find it. Okay. I'll have to look for it. Ugh. Well, that is so terrible to hear that about Aaron. I really am. I know, Aaron. I know. That is so sad. That's so sad. Wow. My number's up, by the way, and I'd love to have a phone call from you. It's 626-698-0990. Please call me. I'd love to hear from you. Um, we had some really distressing news that one of my followers yesterday in court, or not yesterday in court, I guess last week uh, in court. Your caseworker committed perjury. That's something that you got to keep track of and document where she lied. I assume that's what she did about something. What did you tell the attorney, Aaron? What did you tell the attorney? Good morning, Krilla. Glad to see you. It's a new week. I hope you're doing all right living in your car or somebody's car. Good. I'm glad you found an appeal. She was wrongfully evicted. She allowed her brother to evict her from her home that her mother owned, and she was a caregiver of her mother. And she went with a commissioner instead of a real judge. So she had a double whammy. Plus, she's been fighting in Ventura County to get her two babies back who her stepdad has and will not return them. Good. I'm glad you are. I'm so sorry. Carrie, I'm sorry that happened to you, Aaron. This is why I'm being very precautious and careful. This is why I'm asking questions. This is why I'm asking for help to find the right attorney. That is the hardest thing is the chemistry with the right attorney. You have to check out their background. You have to take time. You got to research. You got to hear the three references talk about the attorney. Now, in the early part of my show, I talked about making the phone calls, and I said ask for three references. Check them out. Even with Vincent Davis, I strongly recommend him, but please check him out. Get three references. Then you're going to have the meeting with one of your three attorneys you're going to hire. A face-to-face meeting to see if the chemistry is right, to find out how much the retainer would be for your case. And you need to do that with each of the three attorneys. And then you got to make a decision because it's the most important part of your life, that decision. I cannot emphasize how important it is. You know, this is sad state of affairs. I got Erin who lost her rights, her educational and her medical rights to her children. I have Corella who lives out of a car because she was evicted by her stepbrother, who can't see her babies, can't take care of her mom. Erin, who's had her termination of her rights to her children by an attorney she was paying him $16,000 for. That's a lot of money. And Carrie, who's being so conscious and can't find the right attorney, is trying her hardest. I talked earlier in the show about getting legal insurance, and that's something you all should do. But also, you got to be careful with the attorney you pick. Use the internet wisely. Always start off with the city, the state, and the letters CPS. And if you're out of the state, put down the country and then put the letters CPS. And then type whatever you want to know about CPS after that. Try to use Google Chrome. That is an excellent browser. It's geared up for that. Um, it's 11 o'clock. Oh boy, that means my show's coming to an end, and that's hard. That's hard. I hate for that. Aaron, I don't know. Wow. Um, I'm going to close my show now. It's 11:03, and I want to thank you so much for listening. And I hope you'll come back tonight at 7 p.m. Tomorrow I'll be on at 8 a.m. 8 a.m. tomorrow. I have a special commitment I have to go to. I want to thank Carrie Sampson from Burke County, Georgia. And I pray for you to find the right attorney and get that legal insurance. Aaron, I want to give you a warm hug and tell you it's going to be all right. Do that appeal of your termination of parental rights. File that appeal. The attorney, if the social worker committed perjury, bring that up. Bring that up. Corella, please file that appeal on your eviction. I really worry about you up there living out of your car. That's wrong. That's wrong. Who else do we have come in here? We had Aaron, Karen, yep. JJ. Well, I heard a hello, but I heard nothing more from you, JJ. I have no idea where you're from or what your CPS case is about. But hello, JJ, and welcome. And Carrie was the first one in the room. So I've said pretty much hello to all my people. And thank you again, Donna, for the thumbs up emoji. And thank you all for listening. Remember, don't give up on your children. They're your precious family. Please fight to save your children. Don't give up. Come here. All right? There'll be a brief message about Vincent Davis. Please listen to the video. This is Bob Pace signing.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted. And if you go against it, it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce him. This is Vincent Davis, defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the last ones left. Put your faith